Everything changed in a matter of seconds this offseason. Picture the scene. The doors of the Indiana Farm Bureau Football Center swinging open to a reality that feels entirely different. The Indianapolis Colts are literally standing at the edge of a cliff, looking down at a season that will define their future for the next decade. Welcome to NFL Nexus, everyone. If you want to keep up with the highest stakes drama in the league, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, and drop a comment below on what you think about this wild offseason. And hey, consider supporting the channel by becoming a channel member. Now, in this explainer, we're breaking down the ultimate changing of the guard. The spring pads are off, the sun is beating down, and the Colts have just wrapped up a 3-day veteran minicamp that felt less like a practice and way more like a high-stakes audition for sheer survival.
This right here, this is the million-dollar question hanging over Indianapolis like a dark cloud. With legends gone and stars injured, who will step up? The locker room feels completely different because, honestly, the voices that used to echo through it, they're gone. When you trade away a defensive heart like Zaire Franklin, you don't just lose tackles, man. You lose the absolute soul of your defense. When you trade away your WR1 and Michael Pittman Jr., you lose that ultimate offensive safety blanket. And when you have your starting quarterback battling back from one of the most devastating, agonizing injuries in sports, the tension is palpable. You can literally feel it. The voids left on this roster are massive, they're suffocating, and frankly, they are terrifying. Every single rep in this minicamp carried the weight of a playoff game. Why? Because jobs, careers, and the very identity of this franchise are on the line right now.
And into that terrifying void steps pure, unadulterated swagger. Just listen to this quote. "I hope they think that they should go at me, so I can get more targets and change the game more." That is superstar cornerback Sauce Gardner. No fear, zero hesitation. The Colts paid an absolute king's ransom to bring him to Indy, and he is walking onto that practice field with a massive target painted squarely on his back. But instead of shrinking from that pressure, instead of playing it safe, he is literally daring the league to test him. He wants the smoke. He is demanding the smoke. This single quote injects an immediate, electrifying attitude into a defense that desperately needs a new identity. It establishes the immense tension of the upcoming season. Gardner isn't just trying to survive this crazy transition, he's trying to conquer it.
Now you might be thinking, come on, it's just spring. The pads are off, there's no tackling. How intense can it be? But let me tell you, the stakes have literally never been higher. This 3-day veteran minicamp was the ultimate proving ground. In the NFL, OTAs and minicamps are where depth charts are drawn in pencil, right? Before they get traced over in permanent Sharpie during late July's training camp. For this entirely revamped Colts roster, every single step, every single drop back, every defensive read, it is all being heavily scrutinized by a coaching staff that is desperate for answers. It's mental warfare. You can't hit, so what do? You have to outthink, outwork, and out-hustle the man standing across from you.
Section 1. Rookies Revamping the Defense. Defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo, he runs one of the most complex, unforgiving schemes in the entire National Football League. Yet, a youth movement is taking over right now, out of pure necessity. On one side, you have the traded veteran Zaire Franklin, a literal tackling machine, the emotional leader. Shipping him off to the Green Bay Packers sent absolute shockwaves through the fan base. People were stunned. And who is stepping into those massive, seemingly unfillable shoes? Second-round pick C.J. Allen out of Georgia. Now, Allen was a phenomenal athlete in college, right? An All-American who seemingly lived in the opponent's backfield. But the NFL is a completely different beast. Taking over the Mike linebacker spot from a franchise staple isn't just about athletic ability. It's about commanding respect from grown men who have been doing this for a decade. The pressure on this rookie's shoulders is astronomical. But how is C.J. Allen actually handling that pressure? Well, listen to defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo. He's in here every day, super early, getting his work done before practice. And here's the smallest but absolutely most crucial detail that tells you everything you need to know. Allen has been entrusted with the defensive green dot. Okay, for those who don't know, that means he is the player wearing the helmet with the radio communication straight to the coaching staff. He's the one receiving Anarumo's complex play calls and relaying them to the rest of the defense in real time. For a rookie to hold the green dot in Anarumo's system, it's practically unheard of. It's crazy. It requires a flawless understanding of the playbook and an ironclad work ethic. Allen isn't just surviving this complex scheme, he is commanding it like a general.
Let's move over to the secondary, where this crazy story repeats itself. The Colts lost their leading tackler in the defensive backfield, Nick Cross. Massive blow. To replace him, they looked to the third round of the draft, bringing in LSU's A.J. Halsey. Now, Halsey was known as a total playmaker in college, but again, the learning curve in the NFL is brutally steep. Most guys drown in it. But Halsey, he isn't playing like a rookie at all. He's ascending at a terrifying pace.
And this quote right here brilliantly illustrates why Halsey is taking the team by storm. Anarumo said of Halsey, "He's not a repeat offender, he gets football. He has a really good feel for subtleties of the game." Do you know how rare it is for a grizzled veteran NFL coach to just casually say a rookie gets football? That is massive praise. It means Halsey's football IQ rivals that of a seasoned veteran. If he makes a mistake, boom, he files it away in his mind and literally never makes it again. His recall is elite, and because of this incredible mental acuity, Halsey has already secured the inside track to the starting strong safety job. It is officially his to lose.
And look, it's not just talk in the classroom either. These rookies are making explosive, game-wrecking plays on the actual grass. Just look at this breakdown. Linebacker Bryce Botcher, who was competing for the will linebacker spot, jumped a route in 7-on-7 drills, picked off second-year quarterback Riley Leonard, and took it straight to the house for a pick six. Boom! Then A.J. Halsey? On day one, he went up and snagged a jaw-dropping one-handed interception. Are you kidding me? And then you have C.J. Allen, masterfully orchestrating the defense pre-snap like he's been there for years. So the crucial takeaway here is this. These rookies aren't just smart enough to learn the playbook. They are incredibly dangerous playmakers who are literally forcing the coaching staff to put them on the field.
Section 2. Locking down the secondary.
So these young rookies need a general to lead by example, right? And that general is Sauce Gardner. But there's a fascinating psychological battle happening with him right now. With Michael Pittman Jr. traded away, Alec Pierce has moved up to the WR1 spot for the Colts. Now don't get me wrong, Pierce is a highly talented receiver, but he isn't the kind of elite, top 5 NFL receiver that typically pushes a superstar corner to his absolute limits in practice. So what does that mean? It means Sauce Gardner doesn't have that iron sharpening iron every single day. He is out there on an island, dominating minicamp purely based on his own internal drive. He has to manufacture his own edge. He has to wake up every single morning and convince himself he is the absolute best in the world, without anyone across the line of scrimmage really capable of proving him wrong. That takes incredible mental fortitude.
And let's not forget the heavy context here. The Colts gave up a blockbuster haul for him, a massive, franchise-altering trade package of draft capital and assets. When a front office mortgages its future for you, the pressure can be utterly crushing. Every single step you take, every drill you run, is evaluated against that exorbitant price tag. But Gardner, he's remaining locked down. He's remaining intensely confident. And by dominating every single rep, he's showing everyone that he is built for this exact spotlight. He is proving to the front office that he was worth every single asset they surrendered.
Section 3. The next great center.
Transitioning over to the offensive side of the ball, the Colts are witnessing the birth of a totally new era in the trenches. And look, if you know Colts history, you know that the center position is basically sacred ground in Indianapolis. Peyton Manning had Jeff Saturday. Andrew Luck had Ryan Kelly, 4 Pro Bowls, second-team All-Pro, 9 years of absolute rock-solid stability. So when Kelly went down with an injury in 2024, the heartbeat of the offensive line basically flatlined. That is, until a 4th-round rookie out of Wisconsin stepped into the void. So the crucial point we need to make here is that 23-year-old Tanner Bortolini is no longer just a backup. After an incredible 2025 campaign filling in, he is now the direct successor to a Colts Ring of Honor legacy. He is the future anchor of this franchise.
His journey to get here is actually fascinating. Notice Bortolini's snap progression in college at Wisconsin. General manager Chris Ballard absolutely loves versatility, and Bortolini, he's the textbook definition of it. Look at this. In 2021, he's playing left guard, and even kicking out to right tackle. In 2022, he shifts between left guard, center, and right guard. It wasn't until 2023 that he settled exclusively at center. This elite versatility, this absolute trial by fire playing every position on the line, it perfectly groomed him to understand the entire offensive front from every angle. It laid the foundation for his breakout NFL campaign.
And the hard data from last season totally backs up the hype, because numbers do not lie, folks. Pro Football Focus graded his 16 starts, and the results are honestly staggering for a player his age. An overall grade of 82.6, making him the 3rd best center in the entire NFL. Think about that. His run blocking grade of 88.2, also 3rd in the league. Now yes, his pass blocking is ranked 19th, showing a little bit of room for growth. But overall, Tanner Bortolini is quietly, methodically becoming one of the most dominant interior linemen in all of football.
But out of all the metrics on that last slide, this is the one that matters most. 0.
That is the exact number of sacks Tanner Bortolini allowed last season. 0. In a league literally filled with 300-pound freak athletes trying to rip the quarterback's head off on every play, a 23-year-old gave up absolutely 0 sacks. It is a staggering statistic. It's insane. It is the ultimate metric of reliability, and it completely 100% justifies the coaching staff's absolute trust in handing him the keys to the offensive line kingdom.
Section 4. Offensive progress and returnees. Look, a perfect pocket means absolutely nothing if the rest of the offense isn't ready to execute. And the weapons surrounding the quarterback are undergoing their own massive reshuffle right now. We mentioned Michael Pittman Jr. being traded earlier, which elevated Alec Pierce to the WR1 role. But that left a gaping hole at WR3. Enter Ashton Dulin. Now, Dulin is a 7th-year veteran, traditionally known as a special teams ace. You know, a guy who makes his living in the shadows doing the dirty work that nobody else wants to do. But he has capitalized on his supreme reliability. While flashier, younger players might make those crazy highlight reel catches but then drop the easy ones, Dulin just catches everything thrown his way. He is seizing this WR3 role by simply refusing to make mistakes. And finally, the most dramatic storyline of them all. The man who actually has to throw the ball. Daniel Jones is the starting quarterback for the foreseeable future, and he is attempting to come back from a torn Achilles. Now, for a quarterback who heavily relies on his legs and his planting base, an Achilles tear is usually devastating. It's a career-altering injury. But here is the critical update. Jones is significantly ahead of schedule. Actually, ahead of schedule doesn't even do it justice. At the start of minicamp, he was aggressively demanding 11-on-11 reps. Head coach Shane Steichen literally had to physically shut the idea down just to protect Jones from himself. But that fiery urgency, that pure desperation to be on the field, it shows a man who is fighting against his own body to be ready for Week 1. The Colts are banking their entire season, their entire future, on Daniel Jones riding the ship.
So we are left standing at the edge of that cliff I mentioned earlier. Spring was a triumph of hope. The rookies look sharp, the center looks like a future All-Pro, and the quarterback is out here actively defying medical science. But when the sweltering heat of late July training camp arrives and the brutal, unforgiving reality of NFL contact actually begins, will this new vanguard survive the pressure, or will they crack? The spring audition is officially over, my friends. The real war for the Colts' future has just begun. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And remember, keep it locked right here on NFL Nexus.